January, I was about to say December, January 7th. Got a nice smile off a Japanese girl there. What do you think of that? Anybody who's watching this, if anybody ever does watch it, the price of an iPhone, 128,000 yen, works out at about, that's close to $1,000. You think of about 10 million things that I could do with that over $1,000. I like look at this, the laptops though. You can get a laptop here for like $100, $150. Anyway, why did I take the camera out? I had something on my mind I wanted to say, but geez, these people are dressed, some of these people are dressed very peculiarly. I mean, you have the person who you can tell is spending a lot of money and time on their appearance. But then you have these other characters that just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go one hog further. I'm gonna just wear pure mad, loony looking clothes. This looks like a uniform now. These people are wearing a uniform. I seen this fella yesterday that was dressed in pink. He had a pink wig on and like a pink mini dress. He wasn't a transvestite, like he wasn't trying to dress like a woman. He was trying to dress like a cartoon character. And he had 4 or 5 pairs of coloured glasses on a pink hat. And one pair, he was wearing one pair of glasses, but he had 4 pairs of glasses strapped onto his baseball cap. To say that it was strange would be an understatement. But who am I to judge? I'm okay, thank you. I'm in a mad busy part of town. Another mad busy part of town. I just took a phone call from my sponsor actually. I blocked him a couple of weeks ago. We had a fallout. Because I don't work the steps and because I don't like the literature and because of this thing I was talking about earlier, this process I tend to go through where I feel repulsed. It's a very harsh word, isn't it? To feel repulsed by the format of 12 Step Recovery. Like, listen, you either fucking love the steps or you can fuck off. You either read the literature and after you read the literature have a little orgasm and tell everybody how great it is. And by the way, I just read the Just for Today and I think it's fucking deadly. I'm basically like, I'm more spiritual than Jesus. That's what we're doing here. We're having a spirituality competition. You see who's got the biggest disease, who's got the finest, most immaculately shined halo on their heads. It's fucking narcissism, man. And when you hear 3 or 4 people in a row prostrate themselves, make it out like that they're... What is it that they were talking about the other day? Having a competition to see who would say who serves their wives the best. And I was just out of bed there earlier on and I was serving my wife. I love serving my wife. Do you serve your wife? Yeah, I love that. I love serving my wife. I don't know if you do. I know my mother's husband certainly brings her in a cup of tea in the morning and they go away regularly. Whether he puts his hand in his pocket for that, I don't fucking know. But yeah, I mean, bringing a cup of tea into your wife in the morning, that would be, I serve my wife, that would be service of some sort. But I'm not going to go on then and start talking about, yeah, I fucking love it. I love serving my wife. You just sound like a spastic caller. Anyway, I blocked him because we had an argument. So then I unblocked him there earlier on. And then I was having a chat with him and I says, Stephen, there's an advertisement here for a service that if I was to go in there, a woman would hug me for 30 minutes. What do you think about that for the deal? If I go in and get hugged by a woman for 30 minutes, and would I be violating any of the 12 steps if I was to do so? And he said, I'll leave that one with you there. You'll have to figure that out. Is that part of your bottom lines? That's what we talk about in SLA recovery. We have different bottom lines. Anyway, I'm going to order a coffee now. Hey, grande Americano, please.
Sorry, where's the restaurant?
238.
238.
It's possible. 238.
Wait, yep.
Okay, now we're back in a river of some sort. It's warm, and I can already feel my. Oh, look at this. This must be a trick of the mirrors, because it looks like there's 100 people in the same space. Sarah? I'm lost. Floating flowers universe. Sarah and Emma are missing. Possibly injured in the last place, which was like a bouncing ball arena. I'm in Shibuya Station, the famous crossing, which I think was immortalized when the Beatles crossed over and a picture was taken of them. May or may not be wrong. I am struggling somewhat today with the news of one of the long-term members in the virtual meeting that I attend on a regular basis has passed away. Unexpected. He hadn't said that he was suffering from any kind of ailment. We're all a bit mad, so he might have been mentally disturbed, but some of us just pass away suddenly, right? Quotes from such people as Hunter S. Thompson: life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely, but rather to skid in broadside, thoroughly used up. Jean-Paul Sartre said, every existing thing is born without reason. It prolongs itself out of weakness and dies by chance. Albert Camus said, live to the point of tears. Just a few quotes to get the thought juices flowing. I'm getting a little bit better at this, documenting my thoughts as I float around the world. We have such a tiny little fleeting moment on this life, on this planet. Look at all of us, big mad Egypts. 8 billion of us, all wired the same way, all thinking the same daft thoughts. All of us ready to pull out our phones at the drop of a heartbeat like cowboys out of an old school Western movie. We have an impulse. We're just impulsive people. Look at this now. This is what happens when you put 8 billion people on the planet. And the reason why, I guess, would be because of the shops stacked on top of shops. Starbucks there is on the second floor. I actually just had my Starbucks there a short while ago. I queued up for a while, nothing massive. Like I was queuing for 15 minutes, and I finally got to the point of sale.
It's kind of amazing.
I said, "Can I have my Grande Americano, please?" She says, "We don't have Grande Americano today, actually, unless you want an iced. You want an iced Americano?" I'm like, "No, I want the fucking Grande. And if you don't have a Grande, I'll have a Venti. I don't buy those little small things." The man on the bike. And she says, "Well, we only have the small ones today." And I got upset. Right in that moment, I got upset, and I'm like, "Fuck you! Why would you not have the big cups? You big, dirty, greedy bastards! You're supposed to have the cup size that I want when I come in here and pay obscene amounts for coffee." And then I stop and I take a breather because I'm in the middle of listening to everybody else express their condolences on the international. Anyway, how do I feel about it? Look, I never met him in person, but I have been listening to him share for 5 years, and so I may as well be on his friendship list, or he's on my friendship list. You know, I know him more so than I know quite a lot of people, and he kept it simple. He had a nice balance, as my friend Pierce would say. He shared about the program, he shared about the steps. You could sometimes find him on camera with his step working guide open, pen in hand, talking about how great the step work is. And I doubt I'd be the only one to have thought to myself and actually said, would he ever feck off with that pen? Who is he kidding? There's another Starbucks over there, right beside that Starbucks. I should have walked out the door and gone to that one. And then I would have got my Grande. Like it makes a blind bit of difference. Yeah.
Throw this.
And if you want any pictures, just let me know after the family.
Of course.
Yeah, because then you have to carry it. You have to figure out how to carry it.
They have these buildings have been reconstructed.
Was that a coffee shop?
They want to preserve their house. I will follow you.
I got you. No. No. You're not doing it for yourself. No, wait, he's not looking.
He's not paying attention
go.
again. Oh my god. Okay, perfect.
Okay,
And he wants to go, you give him with his.
No, I get mine. I'll get it.
Nice on the garden as well. See how it's changed. As we walked around.
Oh, hang on, I should get the shade there.
So then.
she's there. That's nice.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, look what's here. Good. Oh, look at that.
This is where you were before, right?
Yeah. It's Jack, isn't it?
Those guys are fairly jammed in there.
So, you guys able to sit down now? So actually, do you want to sit down here?
Boom! Back in Cebu. It's 4 or 5 p.m. I'm staying in a hotel called Moonstar, which is way over on the other side of town, on the road out towards whatchamacallit, if you were going to go to Malbal. Now, I am just reminded, in Cebu you just walk across the roads. You don't have to click a button and wait for whatever it is. Wait patiently and respectfully until the green man flashes. Yes. Back in the chaos of the Philippines, where life will turn on the back of a peso. I've already had 2 interactions. I spoke to the shopkeeper when I bought a cigarette because my sister was smoking cigarettes, so I ended up smoking cigarettes. So I guess now I'm potentially a cigarette smoker again, but no, that's not going to happen. I'll knock that one on the butt. Today I had a lesson in scarcity versus abundance mindset, and also with time. So time and money. I had a lesson in time and I had a lesson in money, and I was trying to be mindful of the experience as it unfolded, and I was trying not to be anxious. So I left at 4:30 or 5 in the morning, which would have given me buckets of time. According to my Google, it takes an hour and a half to get to the airport. I'm supposed to go to Narita Airport, which is miles out, about 70 or 80 kilometers out the road. And what happened was, I got down close to the subway. I had my last bowl of the Japanese ramen, and then I went down to the station, and my Google Maps had said, go on the red line, wait at platform 2, everything will be grand, you'll get there at whatever, 7 o'clock. My flight was at 8:55. So I seen all these other people with their backpacks, and I said, clearly this is the direction of the airport. This is where everybody's going with their backpacks at 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning. So I get on it, not thinking everything's fine. I'm listening to my podcast, and next thing you know, it's saying Hacienda Airport, and I think to myself, that's not the fucking airport I'm going to. Maybe it's got 2 names, right? Because how could I have followed my Google Maps so precisely only to find myself at the wrong airport? That couldn't be happening. Well, that's exactly what had happened. I went on the wrong side of the red line. So these people were going to south of Tokyo, and I'm supposed to be going to north of Tokyo. By the time I got to Hacienda Airport, it was 6:05. So I had a little panic attack, took a few deep breaths and said, it's all good, I'll figure this out. Kieran had actually given me money for a taxi, and I'm such a tight arse that I thought I'll only use that as an emergency. Well, this was an emergency. So I thought, look, still plenty of time, I'll go down and get the taxi. I went down and I said to the taxi man how much to bring me to the Narita airport, and he said 27,000 normally, 27,000 Japanese yen, which works out at about $200. So I'm thinking, what the fuck, $200 for even for an hour? You wouldn't pay that in Dublin, you wouldn't pay that in London, you wouldn't pay that, who the fuck, at $200 for an hour in a taxi? That can't be right. So the car's already in motion. I'm disorientated. Look at that. I said, I'm still scratching my head over this $200 thing. I'm convinced he's pushing buttons. You know the way taxi men do that? They push a little secret button which doubles the price if there's a tourist in the taxi. So I said to him, listen, spin boy over there to Shinagwa fucking subway station, and from there I'll figure out where to go. I was going to get back on a blue line and then transfer over onto a navy line, but I would have had to figure out how to top up my card because Google Maps was telling me it was going to cost like 4,000 or 5,000. So in my head I'm computing it. I'm going, right, well he's already charging me fucking €30 and I've only been in the taxi for 10 minutes. Get me the fuck out of this taxi. So I got out at the subway and I go into this station and it's madness. Like 5 or 6 different lines. You need to go down to the left, you go to the right, you go up there, you can go on the JR line if you want, or you can go on the Sky line if you want. And I'm frantic and the Japanese are not happy about this. Don't you be coming into our subway station now with your anxiety. You're making us all feel on edge. We don't know where you want to go, you don't know what you want to do. And I went into this JR line, which I suppose would have been the express line to the airport, so I had to queue, and meanwhile the time is ticking. So I get to this fancy pants counter for the fancy pants train, and before I even asked for the price, he said, well, the thing will get you to the airport for 8:05 and my flight is at 8:55, and I thought, nah, that's too close. That's too close. I mean, even if the train, and they are always on time, even if it got me there, I've been at airports before where you get to the counter to check in and they say, sorry, even if it's an hour before the flight, you have to be there before an hour and 20 minutes to be all right. So that's out the window. Now I'm running at this stage, pulling up my pants because I wasn't wearing a belt, and I'm running back down to the same place where the taxi man had dropped me off, and I jump in a different coloured taxi thinking maybe this cunt isn't going to be pressing the secret button. And I didn't ask for the price, I just said take me there. Lickety split. This guy's doing a selfie. So the first 10 minutes in the taxi is fine, and then the second 20 minutes is already only at 5,000, which was like half the price of what the last guy was charging me for the space of 10 minutes. I think this is all right. He isn't trying to rip me off. I'm aware now that that's going to be real loud in the background and you mightn't even hear the rest of the story. So in my mind, I'm thinking, fuck, this is going to cost me $200. Sure, if I just stayed on for another couple of days, I would have been able to get a flight for less than this. I'm paying $200 for the fucking... I probably could have got a last minute flight for like $150. I'd only paid $100 for the flight in the first place. So I'm taking breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't be such a tight-arse bastard. It's not even like I'm stuck for the cash, just Kieran had given me the money. But there's something wrong in my head is saying you should not be paying $200 for a taxi to go up the road. Take it on the chin. Now at this stage I'm also weary of time, so I'm going, I don't have time to be fucking around. And I was thinking about something that the author of that book, Die with Zero, the title of the book, Die With Zero. So the premise is in the name. There's no point in you saving until your old age, only to find yourself in a situation where you'd have some kind of physical mishap. You'd find yourself in the hospital, and the hospital bill could be like, your hospital bill could be a couple of €100. I'm getting gawked at here now. Your hospital bill could be a couple of hundred, not a couple of €100. See, there's my train of thought gone out the window. Thousands upon thousands it could be. And that's as if even if you just have a slip and a fall. Never mind if something had happened to you that you had to be in there for a long stint of time. And so what happens to a lot of old people in many Western cities is they have saved up their entire lives for a pension or for the old age, and then they find themselves in hospital, and the bill and all that money that they had saved is gone in the blink of an eye. Now, hello. That baby's very small. Okay. So, what is... There's the amount of the cats there. That reminds me of that cat cafe I went to. Now I'm stuck for time, so time is of the essence. I don't have an option to wait, so I literally have to pay above the odds. I'm pissed off with the situation I'm in because I know the taxi man's pressing secret buttons. Or maybe it is the case that taxis in many, and Tokyo isn't a Western city, but it may as well be. Maybe it is that taxis would be costing you that much money. And he hasn't pressed the secret button, but that's just the nature of the world today. If you live in a Western city, you can expect to be paying $200 if you want to go, well, it was about 45 minutes up the road. Anyway, I got to the fucking airport, and then your one was asking me did I have my onwards ticket, which is this stupid rule that the Philippines have. Even if you live here, you have to show that you're flying out of the Philippines. Not necessarily in a very short space of time, but that you're going to be flying out at some point. So lots of people just get like a throwaway ticket. Guess the cheapest ticket out of Manila, the cheapest ticket out of Cebu. And Kay had booked me a flight for Singapore, so I had to wake her up to try and get a copy of the thing to say that I'm flying to Singapore. And I just, the whole time I'm like, oh my God, the flight is going to go without me. Even though I was there at 8 something or other, it still was like 45 minutes before the flight. So, it's like what my mammy always used to say, or still does say about airports. You want to have your wits about you, get a good night's sleep before you go there, and be prepared for any kind of a situation that might arise that's going to banjax your plans, because it will, and it does. I'm here in Cebu anyway. There's a festival on. I'm going to leave it there.